All right, welcome to episode 12, PRS the show. Here, a little different face this evening. Rusty Ulmer, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. It's I see as we're getting closer to summer, it might be a little harder with people having plans. I'm not saying you're my last resort, but when I thought about what some of the content we're going to talk about tonight, it was like Rusty would be perfect for this episode. So I'm really glad that you came on. Austin Orgain's filming with Leopold and forgive me, I forget who else he said. He's in Arkansas. Josh is getting ready for a photo shoot with Forrester Products tomorrow. Clay is I think probably being a father right now. But anywho, we got an exciting show. We're gonna bring Mitchell Wong on, who won the SAC match in Washington last weekend. We're going to talk about an EU Pro Series match, bring Runar Johnson on, and then Rusty and I are going to interrogate our friend Dan Bertacchini about the MDT Hunter Challenge that's coming up this weekend that we'll both be at.
That's going to be a fun match.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect with that match, Rusty. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea.
I do. I've spent a lot of time talking to Dan about how we're going to, what rules we're going to have and how we're going to run, some of the stage ideas and that kind of thing. Just throwing ideas out to him. And I don't know, a lot of the ideas, I'm really looking forward to doing them. We've been wanting to do stuff like this for a long time, so I'm really excited about getting to do it.
Rusty, where'd you go? Nobody wants to be on the show tonight, including our friend Rusty. I guess I'll talk while he's hopefully pulling himself back in. Dan Bertacchini's match, you'll find it on MDT. It's MDT Hunter Challenge. It's on Impact Scoring this weekend. So go there, check it out. Talking about last weekend, Short Action Custom Steel Challenge. And this is Beamer, and Beamer's out tonight as well. I think he's having dinner with a buddy or something. I don't believe anybody had Mitchell Wong winning this match. It'd be exciting to bring him on, talk about his success. Second was Brian Lapina. Third was Corson Piper. Fourth was Rick Munn. Fifth, David Hoff. I don't think any of us had that order going down. So this, you know what, while I'm waiting for Rusty to come back, one of the things I wanted to mention, and this is something that Adam Wienerberger threw out to us, said, hey, this, what would be good to have on the show prior to just having all the match directors come on the week of, let's talk about some matches that have open registration right now. So per the PRS rules, we only allow match registrations for the next for matches within 100 days, Pro Series matches, and that goes all the way out to the Sac Sizzler, which is Adam and Fred, Indiana, July 25th. That just opened up. Also, July 25th, Pancake Lake Open. That's up in Killarney, Manitoba. Before that, we have the Sheepdog Showdown, hosted by Mike Lombardi in New York, and THS Steel Challenge, Fort Pierre, South Dakota, also July 18th. Some other notables, the Hornady Precision Rifle Challenge, Hornady PRC out in Woodruff, Utah. I'm going to bring that match up. We're going to click on the register button to see 66 spots left. That's usually quite a popular match. Apex, Rocky Mountain Challenge, Van and Carly do a fantastic job up there. That's got 61 spots left. So these matches are filling up pretty quick. This week we have Prentice Wink and the Best in Texas, Leopold Best in Texas. Unfortunately, they're not showing yet in Impact Scoring. Hopefully they run that this weekend. Unfortunately, Prentice is working tonight, he says, so he won't be able to make the call. And then the other match is the Alpha Munitions Nut Crusher. And I was told that this is a lighter version of the Nut Crusher than it has been in past years, but also not in impact scoring. So I'm sorry, folks, if you're looking for those matches this weekend, they may or may not be in impact scoring. Um, I talked to Paul Dallin earlier this week, and he said Tuesday night's just not going to work for him. He's going to be setting up until dark, which is probably another 5 hours of time out there on the Pacific. So, and just like that, our friend Rusty Ulmer is re-entering. Rusty,
Sorry about that. We
no,
we had a glitch here, I guess.
no worries. No worries. I just went through the matches of this weekend, the Best in Texas and Nut Crusher, and talked about those coming up. We got a few other ones that we're going to talk about going on that are outside the Pro Series, at least the domestic Pro Series. Um, Rusty, I want you to give a little bit of a background on who you are, where you hail from, what your experience is, and some of your interests. Obviously, we can see by the number of dead animals on that enormous wall behind you, you enjoy hunting.
Yeah, I used to hunt a lot more than I do now. I'm too
Yeah.
busy shooting now to hunt. But yeah, name's Rusty Ulmer. I'm from Arizona, northern Arizona. I been hunting all my life, mostly bow hunting, and then got into the
Okay.
PRS about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and been kind of very involved with that since then. That's been taking up most of my time. I do get
Yep.
to hunt a little bit.
Yep.
Got six kids, one still at home. She's 11. She shot her first deer at 530 yards standing off of a tripod last fall, so that was pretty cool.
That's
She's a good
cool.
little shooter,
That's
and
cool.
she's into rodeo, does a lot of
Okay.
barrel racing and that kind of thing. So that takes up a lot of my time recently too, but it's a ton of fun.
Okay. Yeah. 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 That keeps you busy. That
Yeah, it
keeps you busy for
does.
sure. Rodeo.
Yeah,
So obviously you've participated in a ton of hunter matches too, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, and I say this to many of our guests, it's okay to say the words NRL hunter on here. It's okay. I don't have any offense to it. I'll say it. Um, I mean, there's a Rusty Ulmer Award that was named after you as well, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yep.
How does one
And
earn the Rusty Ulmer Award?
so what happened? It's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it short. So there's three divisions in the NRL Hunter. There are
Okay.
there is open, heavy, open light, and factory. And so the first year I shot, I decided I was going to shoot factory. I bought a Tika, won a match in factory, and then decided I would shoot open light, won a match in open light, and then decided I'd shoot heavy. And so anyway, I won the divisions. I won all three divisions in 1 year. And so
Wow.
he thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so he decided to make I think he waited a couple of years before he actually made the award. But anyway, so yeah, it's you have to win your division in a match. You have to win the open heavy division, win the open light division, and win the factory division
Yep.
in three
All
different
on
matches
base.
to get that. Yeah, to get that Ulmer Award.
Yep. Basically in the same
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You have to do it in the same
Is
year.
anybody else won it since you?
Yeah. Let's see. John Pinch, Matt
Wow.
Allwine, Brady Allenson, and I don't know if there was anyone last year. I wasn't at the championship. That's when he gives those awards away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like you say, you have to do it in the same year. And so, but those are the three other people that I know that have done
Yeah, I
it.
mean, those are, the obvious studs at the
Yeah,
game, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty good, and it takes some dedication to do that. I mean, to shoot all three divisions. First of all, have to get a factory gun, and
Yep.
heavy and light. Anyway, it's fun to do.
Heck
But
yeah.
yeah,
Heck
so
yeah.
I also, it's probably not taboo to also mention the NRL Centerfire, which was before the NRL Hunter. So I
Yeah.
shot a lot of
Yep.
that being on the West. That was real heavy for 5 or 6 years. So shot a lot of
Yep.
that
Yep.
while I was starting PRS as well. So
Yeah, and you were part of being kind of an ambassador for the PRS to be out in that neck of the woods too. I mean, you and Terry Conway, right? I mean, you're good friends with him, right? And
right.
you guys seem to be able to carry the flag for us out there, which is awfully nice and an honor for us, you know.
Well,
So thank
Yeah,
you.
there's a lot of us that shoot PRS out here too.
Yeah, yeah, they certainly are now. Well, it'll be exciting. I can't wait for us to get our friend Dan on here. I'm gonna invite Mitchell Wong on. He was the winner of the last weekend's Pro Series match, Short Action Custom Steel Challenge there in Benji, Washington. Um, so we ended up, and I guess you probably weren't aware of this, Rusty, and most people probably aren't. Uh, we'd sent the banner and the certs and all of that we send out to all these Pro Series matches, and there's, I don't know, 40, 50 certs that get
Yeah.
sent. Maybe 40 certs plus a banner. Sent all this out USPS. We try early in the season, and this is for everybody's awareness. Early in the season, we kind of parse a few out at a time, because if we get new partners, we like to update the banner so we don't print off a whole season's worth of banners and then, like, oh, sorry, partner, you never made it to the banner. And we also have been continually getting in certs. So, like today, I received certs for Hodgson, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm like, oh, I hope there isn't a Sack Steel Challenge one in there, right? Or labeled one. So, but anyways, I sent it out to Sean about 10 days prior to his match, and he never got. They arrived on Monday. Well, on like Thursday or Friday, when we knew they weren't going to show up, like we're emailing him certs like, "Hey, you got to print these out," and thankfully we had copies of most of them. But so for any of you that like, there's a trigger text cert in there that says email Ken Wheeler. I still haven't got an email yet, right? But like, I need to give you the code so you can get your 30, 40, 50% off, whatever it is. But so those of you guys that were at that match might happen to listen to this. If you picked up a cert that says email Ken, here I am. So,
Yeah,
all
things are
right.
changing all the time. It's hard to keep up
Cool.
with them, isn't
This
it?
time of year, it's crazy. In a couple weeks, we'll have all the banners out and everything's done, and then I can kind of take a deep breath. We'll work on Pursuit series for a while, and then all of a sudden the finale start. But with that, Mitchell Wong, welcome to the show,
Hey,
bud.
Mitchell.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, yeah, buddy. I think there's a lot of people at home, especially East Coasters, that are like, "Who just won this match?"
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Who am I? I was watching the show. I was like,
I'm
"Oh, I
sorry.
see my yeah." No, no. I
Yep.
mean, I've only been shooting for maybe a couple of years now, right? So,
Right.
and I
Heck
was
yeah.
like in the 40s in the finale last year. So, I'm not surprised I don't hold it against you guys. Yeah,
Yeah. I think
Now you're a
I
semi-pro, right?
I am.
yeah,
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome. Congrats.
I think that's what probably what probably, like, glossed us over from selecting you, because I'm gonna show the results from last week here, Short Action Custom Steel Challenge. There you are, 1 by 1 impact, but I think that semi-pro is gonna surprise some people this year, I think I gotta I gotta think back, but I don't think you're the first semi-pro to actually win a match this year, but awesome, awesome nonetheless. Awesome nonetheless. So
Yeah.
let's
Thanks, guys.
let's talk about it. How long you been shooting? What have what guided you to this point? And then man, how did this match come together for you?
Yeah, I started maybe in 2023. So I'm 25, and so I turned
Wow.
21, get some rifles in there, and then get some money to get a custom. And so I started with 22. I started at a local club. I'm shooting
Yep,
22 because I live kind of like closer to the city. There's not many ranges with more than 200 yards. So I'm shooting
yep.
22. It's easy for me to get there. And then I started winning these like 22 local matches. I'm like, oh, wow, maybe I can start, like, running with, like, the big guns here and the big guys, that you see on YouTube.
Sure.
You see all, like, the PRS and, like, the old NRL people shooting. I'm like, "Man, I gotta get
The
a
Rusties.
centerfire." Yeah, yeah, I gotta get a centerfire rifle. And then I'm like, "Oh, let me take my Savage and 308 out to a competition." And I was like, "Wow, okay, that did not go so well." Um, and so I end up, wanting to get a little bit better,
Okay.
get a dasher, um get it balanced properly, get like a nice scope, get a reloading setup. That was a big one. So stop shooting factory ammo. Start shooting like federal in that Savage, which
Yeah.
wasn't great.
That's but that's not I mean, you're talking about, I'm assuming a Savage 110 with the federal gold medal match 308 ammo?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That-
as far as factory goes, for a long time, that was like the gold standard, right? I mean, we're talking Rusty's time, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, like,
Wow.
that was the gold
Wow.
standard.
I do believe it was. I never shot it, but I do believe it was.
Yep, yep, for factory,
Right.
so so you're shooting Dasher, full custom rig?
yeah, so I just went all in, I got an Impact, ACC Elite, like Tangent Theta, like, I got Chad Heckler doing my barrels. I'm like, I gotta, make sure that like the only thing that holds me back from winning these matches like is myself, right? It can't be like
Okay,
the equipment's fault, that type of thing. Um, and then so I started, 2 years ago. My first pro match was the Short Action Customs, Blue Ridge, this
okay,
one, 2024. And then I just started shooting all the Washington matches, just hoping for an
yeah.
invite to the finale. Got my first one last year, started, taking it a little bit more seriously. And, somehow this year, I don't know what happened. This match is crazy, like absolutely unbelievable. Literally top 3 moments of my entire life.
No joke.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
won the match.
Now, that's awesome. What was your top finish before this?
In a pro match,
Yeah.
I'm always in like the teens. I'm like
Okay.
probably if I say on average, like a low 90% shooter. Um, and so I never would have expected to like be able to win this. But something magical like happened this
Yes.
match. And
So
Well,
what I mean,
normally,
what
normally being even in the teens, that's hard to do anymore. There's a lot of good shooters out there, so that says that you're, you're doing pretty well. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
But then to jump up and get your first win without even being in the top 10 ever, wow, good job.
Yeah. Yeah, under
Now,
so,
now,
I mean, what
go
what
ahead.
what what about it like, what clicked for you? Like, how did you feel? I mean, were you watching scores all weekend too?
Oh, it was yeah, so I guess there's two questions, like the scoring thing and then like what happened, what clicked this weekend for me. Um so I think this style match from Sean was kind of that type of match, like no nonsense, like no bullshit, type of match where I
Mhm.
typically do pretty well. And it was like you could do tripod rear, you could read Mirage extremely easily because it's heavy, heavy Mirage. Um, what that means is like, oh, you can read the wind conditions, right? But if you miss, you might not see anything because there's so much Mirage. So just don't miss, right? And so I was getting
Right.
lucky, reading Mirage, not missing, and staying consistent with the mental game, which I think was a big thing for me. Because actually last year's short action customs match, going into the second day, I'd only dropped one shot, and I was like, "There's no way anybody is like, and like, of course, Nick
Mhm.
Godarzi like didn't drop a single shot the first day. I'm like, okay, somehow I'm in second. Um, and then mental game, like I first stage, second day, dropped like 4 shots on the first stage. I was like, oh man. So and then in the finale, the Wisconsin Barrel Maker Barrel Run. I remember the name. I remember the name of that stage because it's like you have to hit to move on, like change elevation every target, and that just messed me up. I was like down 6 that. So it's just staying strong in the mental game, I think, with like a good squad, positive squad, being able to bounce ideas off each other and really confirm like all of my, thoughts and
Yeah.
plans was the big one here.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I don't I mean, with things as stacked up as it were, so you won it dropping 10 shots. Brian, Corson, both dropping 11, and then Rick's was 13, and then from there on down, it just, like, takes off. So, like, I mean, relatively you won the match, obviously, but to have that sort of gap, through the top 5 says that you shot extremely well. I'm not sure, Nick Godarzi was supposed to be at this match, but I guess got a did you give him appendicitis last week?
No, no, thank God he was not there. But yeah, everybody's like, yeah, I did not give
I
him that appendicitis last week.
yeah. I mean, it looks, I mean, based on the standings, I mean, it probably would have been a shootout. He would have been up there, but you shot extremely well. So, what was the conditions like, target sizes, that type of thing? We got a little bit of that out of Sean before the weekend, but maybe you can fill us in.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was like maybe a 9 mile per hour average, I'd say, throughout the whole
Okay.
entire course. Most of the stages were about, I'd say, point 0.5 mils, like half a mil wide. So you had
Okay.
some like forgiveness. I will say what was crazy is that the skinniest targets, and they were like point 0.3 wide,
Yeah.
was the last stage that I shot in the whole match, and I was the absolute last shooter of the match, and they're like, "You need a clean to win," and I'm like, "Oh God," you know. And so it just ranged from mostly point 0.5, but there's that one stage just point 0.3, and it just happened to be the last one I needed.
Okay. Were
That's
you
a little
watching?
pressure right there. So
Oh,
actually, you had to clean the last two stages to win. I was watching, right? Because Brian Lapina, he was only down, I think it was 5, and then he had one stage left, and he dropped 6 on his last stage. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, yeah. So actually, my score didn't update. Um, so my
Oh,
squad
okay.
just had yeah, my squad had a lot of new shooters, which is great, right? But we were moving like kind of slow, so we were like everybody was done, like except for this me. Like I was the last shooter in the squad, last shooter of the match.
oh.
All everybody's done.
Yeah.
I already like people are like, yeah, Brian dropped like 6, and then like people knew I cleaned like the last stage, or the previous stage, sorry. Um, and in my head, like I was like, oh God, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's gonna be
Yeah,
standing around watching you. What's their
yeah.
crowd?
Uh, yeah, I was wondering, I was like, because at the beginning, I was like, why is there so many people watching me, right? Like, I looked back,
Yeah.
and then I'm slowly realizing that I'm like in a fight here for like, the podium. I was like, I thought Brian was gonna win it all right, because up until that point, he'd only dropped one all day. But all of a sudden, there's
Yeah.
like people watching me, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm set up my phone, recording. So I have like the
Oh,
winning
no joke.
shot. Shish, my yeah, I
Yeah.
had the winning shot like posted on Facebook, and it was crazy. It's like one of the I was saying top 3 moments is like, you
That
just
is
hit the
cool.
buzzer beater, and, I haven't felt this since like playing sports in school. So, yeah.
That is
That's
cool.
awesome.
Heck yeah. So what's the plan for the rest of this year? I mean, now you're on a heater, right? So are you
Yeah.
gonna travel outside the Northwest? You gonna come east? Maybe Twisted Barrel. That's what the finale is gonna be.
If I get the invite for the Twisted Barrel,
Wow.
I'll be going. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
have plans to do at least the West Coast Redemption, which is in
Yeah.
Bend. It's it's Oregon's match. And
Yeah.
then also KRG Windbreaker. So that's Godarzi's match in Washington. So I'm staying
Yeah.
local. Try not to fly too much, trying to save some money while I still can.
Sure.
And
Save it for the finale.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
when I hopefully get the invite to Twisted Barrel, you'll see
I
me at the finale. Yeah.
you'll yeah. Let's take well, actually it would be here. Let's take a look at Pro Series. Um, and if the scores have been accounted for, how many matches have you shot so
This is
far?
my
What?
second, so I'll
Yeah,
probably be at Barrel Burner. I shot like a
154.
94%.
Yep, you're at
So
190.
yeah.
Yep, yep, yeah. You'll get the invite. I mean, if you shoot a top teen or better, you're right there. Especially with the way the scores are going this year. Yep,
Yeah, can't mess up the last 2 matches, hopefully.
you'll be all right. You'll be all right, man. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What's your practice look like? For you to start in 2024 at this match, so basically 2 years for your first win. You have to be sending some rounds down range, right?
Yeah, most of my practice is at the 100-yard range, in like 30 minutes from me. And it's just like recoil management since I started on 22, right? Which is the big
Yep.
difference. Sometimes I get to go out to like a range a couple hours from me, but I only do that maybe a couple times, you know, a year, or maybe a few times a year.
Okay.
Gas nowadays is like expensive, and my truck is like 10 miles per gallon of premium gas, and so it's like, I don't it's $200 to go out there and
Right.
practice. So
Right.
not like too often. I'll basically practice recoil control, but um, most of why I drop shots, right, is wind. So that's really I'd say where I need practice, and when
So
I'm trying to get out to do more.
so how do you what do you do for practicing wind? Anything? That's it. It
Nothing.
sounds like you
That's
get
what,
notifications.
yeah. I try to shut
Yeah.
that off.
That's all right. Everybody
Maybe
Are
they
knows
know.
you
Spen's
are
Yeah,
you
story.
everybody knows I'm on the show, and they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Right?
are
What
you
was
on
that,
the west
Rusty?
side of Washington?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay,
about 15 minutes from Seattle, so over here it's pretty dense, and so
pretty
we don't really
dense.
get
Not a
like,
lot of not a lot of ranges.
Yep.
yeah. So Eastern Washington, like Lead Farm, is where I'll go as well. Shoot the local matches there. Um,
Right.
yeah, with like all the matches that the months put on.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, you beat Rick's Munn was fourth, and oh boy, where's Spencer? I go past him.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I think he's higher
he
than
wasn't
that.
too low.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
must have been. I thought it. Oh yeah, it was eighth. Yeah, I rolled right past him. Yep, they put on a pretty good match. I would imagine that's good. That's a good training ground for you, like shooting with those guys on a monthly basis. Yeah. What's funny is both you and Nick Darcy said basically the same thing when we had Nick on after his last win, and it's like, I think I'm not going to travel too far. Price of gas up here is really kicking our ass. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
premium, like almost six, it's like 580 or something. And
Oof.
I have like I don't know if you guys like the Ram TRX.
Oh
Uh
my god.
yeah, so no money left. It's like, how much does gas cost? How much do Burger 109s cost? Oh man,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. You can't drive Burger 109s and
Yeah.
you can't shoot premium fuel. So, oh man. Yeah, I mean I want to feel bad for you, but that's still a TRX.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Man, any advice for somebody who's probably listening to this and they're in their first year or two? Like what can you tell those folks about, how to get to where you're at right now?
Yeah, the big thing I'd say, I thought about this. I'd say, I'd say consistency here is key. Like consistency in the mental game, is really where I started to break through. Because you can have all of like the equipment. Like I probably shoot the heaviest dasher at that match. It's
Okay.
29 and a half pounds, without
Oh my
bipod and
gosh.
mag. So like overall, it's like 32 pounds like loaded up. So you can have like
Jeez.
all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, I was still like shooting that stuff when I was shooting like 80%. But what really gets you up there is consistency, not dropping, like not having like like a -5 stage. I think this is one of the first matches where I didn't have like a -5 stage.
Mhm.
Um, and staying strong like mentally. Uh, so like making
Yeah.
sure you don't make mental mistakes. I think maybe I made one like mistake where my bipod wasn't high enough the entire match, but even that's like a rarity for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just staying consistent in practice, staying consistent in recoil control, staying consistent in execution, staying consistent in the mental game, um, is really key here.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome. What do you think shooting rimfire is an adequate practice? I mean, if you're shooting a 30-pound dasher, that doesn't recoil any much different than a 22 long rifle, I'm assuming.
I'll be honest, I'm it recoils a lot. Well, maybe because it's I've been shooting too much 22, but I feel like there is a big difference here. At least I feel like the dasher still recoils, which is why I like went from 25 to 30 pounds almost, just for that extra like stability and for like tracking. So even though it's like I feel like 22 is good practice for like execution, getting your time management like down. In
Yep.
terms of like spotting, dealing with 20-mile-per-hour winds, dealing with mirage at like 700 yards, you can't see anything. That's what kind of separates people at like kind of the higher levels of center fire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, man. It'll be fun to watch the picks the rest of the year because the classification systems, don't update mid-year, right? You're shooting like a pro shooter, obviously, but you're kind of going to be that guy that if we're doing a pick 'em on a match, like you might get overlooked because it has has semi-pro next to you, and you'd be like that dark horse that people could select for a top 5 here, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the hybrid scoring, I hope I'm a pro next year.
Ye
It's just I always shoot against Godarzi, like 1 day matches, 2 day matches. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, was it Jake Millard? He used to shoot against Godarzi all the time, and was trained by Godarzi, and then all of a sudden Jake was winning all those matches up there. That doesn't happen these days. I think he got a girlfriend and a job, and we haven't seen him. you know, Man. All right. Well, Mitchell, it's great having you on. Congrats on your first win, man. Hopefully they come easier now for you. And we'll stay tuned and see how the rest of the season treats you.
yep. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Rusty.
Congrats. That was up
Rusty, what time is it there right now?
o'clock, I think. No, it's 6 o'clock.
No, it's not
It's
8
almost
o'clock.
6 o'clock. Yeah.
6 o'clock your time. PM.
Yeah. 6 o'clock p.m.
Runar, what time is it there for you, buddy?
It's 3 a.m.
Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry, man, but
my pleasure, man.
we'll figure this out, and as the EU Pro Series develops, we'll do more of these shows, and we'll do it at a time that works for everybody.
For sure.
Yeah,
It's possible.
sure.
So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Heck yeah. So let's talk about this. We got a couple matches this weekend and next weekend, right? What are the details here?
Yeah, first we got Blackpool, Spain.
Yep.
Our director there, Javier Nieto, he's a super good guy, doing a good job.
Yep.
I was lucky enough to join his match like a month ago now, I guess.
I don't know if I would call that lucky enough. I mean, it's lucky because you got to leave Norway, which there was still snow
Sure.
on the ground up there, right?
Oh yeah,
A month ago.
Up with
Yeah.
us. Further
Yeah.
south, it's spring, but here is still snow.
So what I want to show, and Rune and I are joking about this earlier today, but Sarunas from Lithuania was at that match with you March 3rd. And he took some really good photos. It rained buckets on you, didn't it?
It rained leading to the match, and on train-up day, it was terrible. But on the match itself, it was just a little bit on Saturday. But the field is, like you see, it's just terrible. It's just mud, and this is clay mud. So it just sits on every gear.
Oh.
It's still all over my gear. We had to wash everything. So it's like, yeah. But we got lucky on the match day, on the match itself, for sure. So still smiling.
Still smiling. Well, Javier, he smiles all the time, but
for sure.
And Sarunas. But yeah, oh man, it looked like a disaster when I was following along. So this weekend's match, you can find it on Ultimate Ballistics, one of the few places in the world that's still using Ultimate Ballistics. Participants, and I guess Squad 1 and Squad 2, is it kind of squatted where they think the winner's going to come out of 1 or 2?
The international shooters or the pro series shooters, he put those in squads 1 and 2.
Okay.
And he ups the ante there with a dedicated RO and spotter.
Okay.
And while the other squads are a little bit, more like regional matches or local matches that they squat themselves and more mixed shooters. A lot of Spaniards that, again, smiles all around, happy people all around. So it's a cool little area. It's actually our old fields, the airstrip that we shoot off of in the valley. So we all shot the same direction over like a field and then up a hill, and he did a great job on the match when I was there. I was super impressed, and I told him so as well. It was very well balanced from start to finish, very level, equal. no advantages or starting somewhere or didn't start somewhere. And yeah, we did I was really impressed actually. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, out of most of our European Pro Series matches, Javier, I think he was one of the first to really understand what it takes and how to get things done, and to be super cooperative with all the match directors in country and all of that, right? Like he seemed to have gotten it, right?
yeah, true.
Yeah.
That from day one, when we explained our vision, he was on board. So, and I've been trying
Yep.
to get down there for a year and a half, but it's always been something, and now I could make it. So, and it was super fun.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about a few of the folks there. Squad one, number one, Tom Ogle, right?
Yep.
I mean, I mean, he'll be a contender in this match. Super, super good
For
shooter,
sure.
super nice guy.
Yep.
What's his dad, Stefan, and he's from France. What's the website that Stefan runs?
I think it's Tom Gun, isn't it? .org or something. Yeah.
Oh boy, all right, we're gonna try this live. I should never do stuff like this live, but TomGun.org. I'm just gonna put France in there and kind of hope. TomGun.org. How about that? And this is pretty cool. Not sure how he's doing. I think he's scraping data from different sources, but you can actually see live scoring as things are happening. Somehow, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And he does it
yeah.
in Europe, and he piggybacks off the US matches, and he even had the South Africa finale now in there, or Namibian, sorry, African finale. So, yeah, and it works for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is that same match, Black Bowl 2026. Tom in Squad 1 there. Joseph Six, also in Squad 1. It's awesome seeing him travel the world to do this. Javier in there. Any other Hugo, I think you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
Had come to the Viking Trail last year.
Correct. Yeah, Hugo and I'm going to slaughter his name, Calbuic, Philippe. He's second to the top, I guess. Jose, Philippe.
Yep. Yep.
He's a really solid shooter as well. And a couple other Spaniards I saw when I was down there, but I try to remember everyone's name, but it's difficult, especially the Spanish names. But there's some solid Spanish shooters there. We saw it in Squad 1 when I was there. And they are mixed in the rankings as well, so they're doing a good job for sure. We also saw Dylan from France. He came
Dylan
second
Capin.
last. Yeah, he was leading after day one last. Him and Sindro were fighting it out.
That's right. That's right.
So it's gonna be a tough battle. It's not gonna be an easy win. I mean, we don't have a ton of names we know, but the names that are there are solid. You know, like Seppo, of course, and then Dylan is shot like a machine last year. And Tom, of course, is our Cage Gables, I guess. So
yeah, exactly. But we should see a lot of these folks come to the world finale, right? I would assume. Rusty, you know all these names, right?
Man, I've shot with them, but some of those names are so it's like I recognize their faces. I recognize their names, but I couldn't put them together on a bunch of them.
Right. Yep. It's funny, the two Spaniards I really know are Javier and Javier.
Yeah.
So
one name to remember. I tell you what, that Joseph Six does get around.
First time I met them was in. Oh yeah, for sure. First time I met Javier and Javier was at the 23 finale in Kansas. And every hour was like, Javier and Javier and two, I guess. So it was pretty funny. Yeah. Two Spaniards in the same squad and had the same name, so it's pretty funny.
Yep. I met Javier Minor. The first was, I think, the 22 finale at K&M, and we were squatted together and had a great time. Had an awesome time. So let's talk about 2 weeks from now. Or next weekend. What's coming up?
Yeah, my match. Yeah. The week and a half we have Viking Trail. That is pretty. That's a big one every year in Europe. It's the 6th year we have it. Sadly, we don't do the 3 days anymore because ranges are getting scarce in Norway. Imagine that. But
Yep.
So we do 2 days, but we do have the two badass ranges that we did before when both Austin and all those guys were here, and you and Martin and all those guys.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be Öspeland day 1 and Raceland day 2. They're 3 hours apart, vastly different ranges, but very similar in the way that we have good mixture of long range and medium range stages between all day, and yeah, it's sold out. Just over 90 shooters from I guess 20 countries. We
Mhm.
have from the U.S. We have Brad Larson from Texas. We have Corey Haas from Loopold,
That's
and we
awesome.
have Martin van Rutenberg from MTT. They're all joining from over there. So
No, that's awesome to hear Martin and Corey, Brad Larson that's coming over. I think Brad's Brad's early in his PRS career, so I'm sure he'll listen to this. Good luck, Brad, when you're over there. I met him for the first time in Gravestone.
yep, me too.
Him and his son.
Mm.
Yep, man. How many total? You have 85 signed up.
Yeah,
That'll
but
be
it's
awesome.
gonna climb just over 90. Some guys aren't on the list. They don't have profiles there yet. So, but it's just over 90. 85 confirmed right there.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so it's gonna be great. It's a
Yep.
lot of, and I hope now the long term forecast is Friday. We're gonna have train up day on Friday on Jørpeland, so people can shoot a little bit more there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's new. That's new this year.
Okay.
And the forecast right now for that day is calm. We'll
Mm.
see what
Hmm.
happens when it gets here. I'm hoping we'll get a normal day for once over there, so people can really enjoy that beautiful range.
And we're talking about the mountain range.
They're the mountain range, yeah.
It is supposed to be calm.
It's supposed to be calm.
Yeah, if Clay's watching this or Austin, they're calling absolute bullshit right now.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
they're streaming it at the screen, I guess. So
yeah. I don't think it can be calm up there.
no,
You
a
know,
calm day
like
there is still 6 to 10 mile an hour wind. That's a calm day up there.
yeah, yeah.
But
And
it
even then,
can be.
I bet 6 to 10, and you're trying to do the math, saying 3 to 5 meters per second or something, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah.
but I bet just because of the way that's all shaped in the mountain, like there's no way that it can like go through that slow. Like it's got to be just whipping,
No,
you
it
know?
speeds up different
Yeah,
places and turns and twists
yeah,
and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Because
yeah,
it's nothing there, just a rock face ball we're shooting.
yep,
So, but again, it might be it might be the same as the last 2 years we've had it there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yep. So, how far away is that for you to go set up?
It's 4.5 hours for us.
Yeah, and most of the way across the country. I mean, you got
Yeah,
to
across
cross the
southern.
mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we not right now. We live in smack in the middle of the fatter lower part of Norway. I guess we're in the middle
yep,
of the mountains there, 800 meters above sea level in the mountains. So we drive all the way down to the southwest coast. That's where the
yep,
first day is,
yep,
and then we go all the way to the southern coast, and that's where Raceland is, and that's a different range again. It's woods and a small little pond. And we shoot different directions and all that stuff.
yep. I thought Royceland was a lot like, Wisconsin. It felt like Wisconsin and, like,
Oh.
where we used to host a barrel maker and stuff, and you got a little pond and stuff out there you're shooting across, and
Mm.
and the wind was predictable, it's pretty wooded and stuff, so you don't have a
Yep.
whole lot of wind, but small targets.
Yeah.
No, that's exciting, man. I some of my most fond memories of shooting were were there in Norway, so,
That's good to hear.
um, yep,
We're
yep,
fortunate. This is a popular match still, and
mhm,
yeah, people from all over still travel to it. So we're fortunate there for sure.
yep.
But we are the first one also to copy the US format of having lunch and all that stuff. Decent price table, great price table, and so
Mhm.
we're lucky there. And others have followed afterwards. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a storied match too. I mean, it's got I mean, there's a ton of shooters here in the US that know about it, right? Because
Yeah.
of, just the talking about it, and
Mm.
people have gone to it and they're like, "Whoa," you
Yeah.
know? Um, let's so while we have our international director on the horn, let's talk a little bit about European Pro Series and some of the plans coming up and what it's going to look like for the next year and a half or so, especially with partners and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, it's heating up over here, man. We have we have the schedule for 26 out, and it's 20
Mhm.
matches in 11 countries, all the way from Iceland to Georgia and top of Sweden to Spain, everywhere in
Mhm.
between. People are really traveling to these matches, like you saw in Spain. It's not a ton of shooters, but it's always between 5 and 25 or even more, and not more central places at certain times of the year,
Mhm.
obviously. Um, the matches are really the quality is really rising. They're all
Mhm.
understanding it now. They've all traveled, all experienced good matches. So if you go to a pro match, you're 99% sure getting a good match while you use your money to go to that match.
Right.
And we have the same
Right.
scoring system now. We do it over 2 years in Europe because we don't have the same accessibility to matches, um, funding, travel,
Yep.
vacation. The sport is a little bit younger, so we adjusted to that this time.
Yep.
We can always go back to 1 year if it suits, if so suits.
Mhm.
But people, shooters, and MDs, directors were all happy with this change. So, and I was like, no, 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 we're doing this every year. But then I was like, wait a minute. And we talked about it. And we
Yeah.
were like, yeah, it makes sense. So,
Yeah. Just spread it across 2 years, and then you get more vacation. You'll end up with a couple more 300s
yeah,
going into the finale, but I bet
and
we don't
more
have more
three
than.
scores.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You'll have a little larger field, but I
yeah.
I bet you don't have more than 3 or 4 300s. I don't know,
No,
what do you
I
think?
doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's and that's also just because the guys who are traveling the most, they can actually get 300 aren't that many yet.
Right.
So
Yep.
so it's and it's still a feat to get that over here. So
Mhm.
but it is increasing. You can see that we have the 4 or 5 from Norway who go to everything. Same
Yeah.
Sweden, Denmark. We see all over the
Yep.
place. The UK guys. So it's a decent group for the sport as it is right now, and it will only
Yep.
increase. So
It's exciting. It's
mm,
exciting, and, man, I hope Martin and Corey, NBT and Leupold, I hope they have a great time over there. It'll be eye-opening experience. I mean, the Viking Trail is one of the hardest matches, but hopefully, similar experience to what I had. I mean, when you start to meet all the shooters and you have a lot of countries represented and a lot of people traveling to come visit you, and those guys realize, like, yep, it's just like it is in the US and Canada.
yeah.
It's the same people, a little different accent, but we're all come from the same cloth.
Yeah, and same goals and same, if your bag breaks, you can borrow a bag. Everything is the same. That's the fun part about it. And there are a lot of guys. It's who think it's super scary traveling over here, and like a lot of guys in the US still don't realize that you can actually use your score from here in the
Mhm.
US, but getting
Yep.
100 here is not free anymore. We
Right.
have some good shooters who we're actually traveling over to you guys getting hundreds now, so it's a
Yeah.
different game from a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But
Yep.
uh, it's getting really exciting over here with all the matches and people understanding what we've been trying to build, what we pushed for
Mhm.
so long, and that's super cool.
Yeah, heck
Uh,
yeah.
More of
Heck
us are
yeah.
joining the impact now for the live scores over here as well.
We'll be able
Um,
to watch, your match on Impact, right? Impact Scoring?
For sure, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna add it
Awesome.
now. I had to have it on that platform because it connects to the Norwegian series,
Yep. Yep.
which I'm
It's
hoping
shooting
also will
scoring.
change. I'm hoping they'll go to Impact Scoring with the whole series in the end, and that is the goal. But
Mhm.
but I'll put the match on Impact and teach show the guys the ROs how to run it, and I'll do live scoring there. So
Yeah, that'd be pretty simple.
mm.
It's a pretty easy. Yeah. It's pretty easy, and then we get to watch and, like, well, wake up first thing in the morning and check scores, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or watch it
Man,
live. I mean, you can stay up. You're a big boy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you gotta get up early. You gotta get up at 3 o'clock your time to
yeah,
watch it.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
actually
That's true.
earlier. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Man,
It's
Runar, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you getting out of bed and
My
talking with
pleasure.
us.
My
Heck
pleasure.
yeah. Yep. Anything else you want to leave us with?
No, I know a lot of the goal for a lot of the MDs over here is to get guys from the US to join the matches. They think that is super fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a stamp on your match. And I know all of those guys, all of the MDs, and it's always a common goal. They hope for someone from over there to join them. I mean, you
Yep.
went to Iceland last year, and you saw
That was awesome.
the atmosphere over there is the same again, but
Yeah.
still a different vibe, different country scenario, but still a good
Yep.
match. We had the same
No, it was
insane
a great
winds over
match.
there,
Yeah.
but
Wind
the
was
match,
crazy, but it was a great
yeah,
match.
yeah,
Yeah.
the course of fire was really good. So,
Yep.
and now Spain, I've tested Spain. I know Italy is good. I know Denmark is good. So it's getting really cool, man. And all these guys are
Yeah.
shooting worlds and all that stuff. So it's all the same community. Um,
Now,
and then international wise, sorry.
oh, it's okay. I was just gonna say there's several guys that have come over here for like 5, 6 weeks at a time. Like Joseph Six, I think it was last year. He came over, brought his, I don't know, maybe he was here all summer, but he brought his whole family. And
Hmm.
then Moritz, saw him a couple of weeks ago. He's over here shooting
Yeah.
5 or 6 matches. And
Mm,
it's like if you're gonna go over to somewhere over there to Europe, it'd be nice to be able to hit a few. I mean, it's a long trip, right? It'd be nice to be
Right.
able to hit at least a couple of matches. Um,
mm.
yeah, I'll have to look at that schedule. But do they have like two in a row to where you could go like one weekend and one another? Or are there that many matches?
Exactly.
As of right now, we don't have a lot of those. We have a
Right.
couple of double on the same weekend, but this would have been a good trip. Doing Spain this weekend, the Viking Trail the weekend after, you would have a hell of a trip.
Yeah, you need to we
This
need to
would,
That
plan
would have been,
something like that last
yeah,
year. Plan
yeah.
schedule to where there's two good matches, Viking Trail
yeah,
and something else, right?
yeah,
One
yeah,
after the other. Make it worth it going over there.
yeah, for sure. So that's something that's easy to do for sure. So
That'd be
Yep.
awesome.
Um,
another, but also international. I mean, Morgan King was in New Zealand now, early.
yeah. A couple
And
weeks
shot a
ago.
match over there a couple of weeks ago. And they're also going to start their own
Yep.
pro series between Australia and New Zealand
Yep.
with matches going back and forth with their own finale. They're going to bake it into their respective series.
Mhm.
They're strong in both countries, but that means that guys, they're also getting the incentive to travel a little bit. And also, if an American or a European is down there or makes a trip down there for a match, you can use your score at home. You can
Yep.
one. So that
Which
also,
that would have been Patty Youngs went down to Australia. It might have been last summer, the summer before, and he won a match down there. And like
mm,
if that was a pro match, it'd be 100 points for him.
yeah.
You know. Speaking of down there, Fraser McKenzie. Speaking about somebody dedicated to the U.S. Pro Series. When I was at Twisted Barrel a few weeks back, he's got a truck and a fifth wheel camper there, and that's his home base. Like like he'll fly into Little Rock and then go shoot matches. Drive and camp. He's from New Zealand. It's cool. I mean,
Mm.
imagine doing that to like Australia or New Zealand. Like if they were full of
Right.
matches,
Right.
like how awesome would that be, Rusty?
That would be
Like,
so
let's
cool. I
go.
mean, do the vacation thing for the whole week and then just drive over to the next match, shoot the
Mm.
match, go do some
Yes.
vacationing. I mean, that's
Yes.
been on my bucket list is New Zealand and Australia, so that'd be
And mine
awesome.
too, for sure.
Right?
Yep.
It's amazing
Yep.
places.
Yeah, we've had a decent number of US shooters make it over. I think Derek Warren, did he shoot Viking Trail last year?
Yeah, he shot
He sh-
Viking Trail last year.
Yep.
We
Yep.
had issues last year with ranges. So that's the most normal match we've had. We had 2 days at Roseland that year.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff going on with both ranges and us because of the new range we took over and all that stuff.
Yep.
I'm actually hoping next year we'll do 3 days again. That is the plan. But then we would do it up in Horven, so you might actually shoot like Roseland in the spring with the trees starting to blossom, and then you go right to the snow in Horven and shoot a little bit. So it's the
That's
ultimate
cool.
Viking test, I guess. So,
Yep. 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 Man, yeah. So if you're a US shooter and you're looking for a heck of an experience, man, I think you can really pick any of those matches and you're gonna have a great time. Like,
yeah.
Italy
I agree
Italy
with you.
last year. Italy, I was I mean, it was hotter than hell there in June, for the European Pro Series Championship, but, I mean, that's a 1,200-acre range in
Mm,
Italy,
mm.
in, like, the, Tuscany region. It's a completely beautiful piece of property, and it's almost unimaginable that you would think, like, this is a European piece of property that we're in the middle of, and we could shoot like this. It's crazy. Iceland is unreal, like, Norway was unreal. I don't know. I think more US shooters should probably give it a shot and go try it. It's not hard to get into these places with a rifle
Yeah.
either.
And all
So,
of them, these are super helpful. They
yeah.
do everything for you and a little bit more. So it's like, yeah, it's
Yep.
not hard.
Yep. Man. Awesome, Runar. Thank you for coming on this
My
morning, your
pleasure.
time.
I'm gonna go
To
back to sleep now.
yeah,
Good night,
excellent.
Runar.
Good
Good
night.
night. Good luck and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Yep. What's your favorite dead animal on the wall? Probably yeah. What's your favorite
Dude.
dead animal? I'm gonna ask it that way.
Oh, that's tough. Um,
There's a whole bunch that are
that's
outside the view of
tough.
what we see.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm looking up the mule deer. I don't know. That's so hard. I got some really good bulls, some really good archery bulls that are those got to be top. But then I got some 200-inch bucks at archery that I don't know. It's hard to say a favorite animal, dude. I've got some really good stories. So,
Well, what about a favorite hunt? Is that easy? Or are they
dude, I'll tell
all
you what. One of my favorite hunts, and you're gonna laugh, but one of my favorite hunts was an archery hunt in Unit 10 in Arizona where I didn't kill a bull. I
oh?
spent the whole 2 weeks chasing this ghost bull that I found before the season started. And he was like a 410, 415, typical 7x7. And I saw him before the hunt, and I'm like,
Jeez.
nothing but him. I mean, I was passing up. You're going to laugh at this, but there was a 395 bull that I'm like, I'm not going after him. I'm waiting for that monster. Anyway,
You didn't get him.
I didn't get him.
Did you ever see him again?
Never saw him again.
Oh my
I don't know.
goodness.
I don't know what happened to him, but I should have shot that 395. That's for sure. But anyway,
Wow.
no, I had a bunch of guys with me. Two of us had tags, and my buddy tagged out. I was with him when he did, but it was just the funnest hunt. Some fun guys and action every day, big bulls, and just never killed. But it was probably the most fun I've ever had on a hunt.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is cool. Right on. Speaking
Dan.
of big bulls, Dan Bertagini's with us.
Well, yeah, sorry, I must have joined early. Just
Oh, you joined you
popped in like a creeper, just creeping.
I was wondering.
Just making
It's all
sure
good.
Rusty was acting right.
Boy,
Yep.
you can never depend on me.
No.
So
It's all
Dan,
good,
what have you
man.
been up to? You haven't been busy, have you?
No, is so you want me to be in landscape and not portrait? Is this good? Like
Yeah,
fine?
landscape. Wide mode. Yep. Yep.
Okay, good.
We're
Just making
recording. We're
sure.
recording right now, by the way. It's fine now.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we're talking, so
Yep. Yep. Yeah, what have you been up to? Answer Rusty there.
I mean, just yeah, every Um, it's been good. I mean, as soon as like the match is flowing, I always get stressed at this point, just making sure like every last detail is good. And
Yep.
yeah, and then I don't know if Rusty brought it up yet, but I was on an dirt bike last
Oh
weekend.
no.
Last week. Oh, it was last week, and because Brandon loves to ride them. Anyways, we were setting up targets and stuff, and those things have so much torque, and I
They
just
do.
like my hand just like slipped off the brake a little bit, hit the throttle, and tried to ride it out, but that didn't happen, and it just came down and smashed my leg, and so I just
Oh,
fractured my fibia. I don't know, up by the knee.
are you serious?
It's pretty mild, but, so yeah, good timing. I mean, it's just a great decision making writing that before the match, so yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, we were hobbling around the mountain or the hills, just, yeah, it's fun setting
So,
up targets like
so you're
that.
setting up targets with a broken leg.
Just
No big
gimp.
deal.
Nah, it's fractured, not broken.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure
Just
I know a
I'm
difference, but
Right.
I'm yeah, I'm just medicated like Tiger Woods right now. So yeah.
oh, buddy.
Anyways,
Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
just back home. Oh, go
we're
ahead.
I was just saying we're excited to come see you, man. This is my first match shooting in California.
Ever?
I head out. Yeah, first match I've shot in California. Yeah, pretty
Wow.
sure.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. No suppressors, right? I am SOT. Does that matter? Can I get
Bring
away
it.
with it?
Well, I mean, I can't.
You can shoot
Well, never
suppressors
mind.
in California. You just
Yeah, if
can't
you got an
let
SOT,
anybody
go
know
for
it.
it. Yeah.
yeah. I Man, I'm not gonna mention what break. So I'm getting a sportsman division rifle ready, right? And there's
Mhm.
25 of us coming to this match. I love seeing that. That's a pretty good sized division,
Yeah.
Rusty included. Um, man, I've shot I've shot a lot suppressed. But I've also shot a lot with brakes, and I try to break. This is like 2 weeks ago when I was just like making sure this rifle's dialed in, which Clay made all my ammo for this rifle. Like it shoots flat out, and I had a break on there that I was shooting under a cover, and I'm like, nope. I'm like it just like almost like it was just concussive, and I'm like,
Really?
yeah. So I ended up going with an ace break, and it sounds better to me. It doesn't like blast me in the face, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not
The
gonna mention all the
new
breaks
the
or
new
whatever.
ace break?
It's not new. No, it's one I pulled
Okay.
out of the drawer.
That's
It's probably a year or two old, but
got
Yeah,
it.
those
yeah.
ace brakes. They're not too loud. Some of those brakes, and like you say, you won't mention brands, but holy crap, they're loud. I mean, some of them are effective, but I can't
Oh
stand
yeah.
those loud brakes, especially
Yeah.
undercover.
Yeah, it may have been the undercover thing. I've shot this break in a bunch of other conditions, and it is flat. Like you pull the trigger on a 6.5 Creed, and you don't move half a mil. I mean, it
Oh,
just
sick.
sits straight back. It is sick, yeah. But it just hit me wrong, and I'm like, I don't think I can do it. But California, I'm not gonna risk it. Yeah, SOT or not, I'm just gonna run a break, and I
Yeah.
don't wanna be different than anybody else either. Like that's not cool either. So if nobody else is running suppressors, I'm not gonna run suppressor. But
Some people with
well,
SOTs might be there. So
well, I'm not judge, jury, police, whatever. I'm not saying that's not me.
me either.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so this weekend, and we didn't even say the name yet, 2026 MDT Hunter Challenge. That's
Yeah.
been the name of your match for a while, right? Your hunter match last year was the same thing, right? MDT Hunter Challenge.
Yeah, I think since for the last 5 or 6 years, yeah, that was the original name that we
Yep.
named it, and, or maybe the first year was, like, the JC 100 Challenge, but,
Okay.
can't remember. But it's at least from the second match on, it was for sure that, so.
Yep. Yep. We have just scrolling down 115 signed up.
I think
Um,
more we're gonna have more with ROs and everything. I think that might be with
oh, you're
teams.
right.
I think we have like 130 something, but that's like
Wow.
that's kind of where I put the cap at, just because with everything new, just wanted things to kind of flow a little bit, with more manageable size of match than just like going all out. So
Yep.
Now, the place that you're going to have it this time, that's the place that you had your original one, right? Back when Jake
yeah,
was co-directing with you. Yeah, I was
yeah, it
at that
was.
match. That's a really cool place
Yeah,
to
Awesome.
shoot.
it's a cool venue. Weather's looking great. It's normally, like I said, it's normally super green, but we had a really hot March, so it's like half green, half like, brown now, but the weather will still be nice. So yeah.
Heck yeah.
Um,
One thing to mention here on impact scoring, we have 2 new columns, power factor and rifle weight, and
oh
well,
yeah.
3 new columns and handicap. So,
Oh, cool. That's what you've
yep,
been
up,
working on, Dan.
yeah, yeah,
Bill's been working on it.
With Bill?
yep,
Right.
Bill Tinkup, yep, Bill Tinkup pulled that together. So, a couple factors that go into this, right? And by the way, we have a new Facebook page, Pursuit now.
Oh, sick.
We'll Yep, we'll get that up. We're gonna be posting a lot on there, obviously tagging PRS and all that, but, hopefully by the end of the weekend, we have at least 1,000 followers on that page, and, the plan is just to grow that thing like crazy. Um, Britt Tincup, Bill's sidekick and daughter here, is gonna be at the match. She's gonna be putting a bunch of content out there, so that'll be cool. Stay tuned. But this is a cool format, right? We have power factor, rifle weight, handicap. Can you give us the layman's version real quick on what all that means?
Yeah, so for all the divisions, apparently, basically, but especially like the open and the overall, like, we wanted to, have one division and one like prize table walk and whatnot, but open it up to more rifle setups, but also incentivize more hunting style rifles. So everything from like a 223 up to 300 Norma can make it, and like the 6.5 Creed is 25 Creed's kind of like the baseline neutral point where you're not really gaining or losing any points, but up or down from there, you're gaining or losing points um, for your power factor, and then up and down from 13 pounds, you're gaining or losing points for your weight too. So
Yep.
and it just incentivizes, like I said, guys to bring basically everything they want on the rifle, but, make it as lightweight as possible. So, yeah.
So your range is it 8 to 17 pounds or 9 to 7?
It's
What is that?
9, yeah, 9 to 17. 17 is the cap, other than like the guided division is just there's no
Right.
restrictions. But 9 pounds, obviously, you can come under 9, you just won't gain any extra
Right.
points. So, yeah.
Oof.
All right.
Under a
And that,
9-pound rifle, I haven't hoped
y-
I would hope that's
yeah.
223.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Man.
And then you're not over the power factor max and under the power factor minimum, you'll just cap out at those two, extremes essentially. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is if I came in with a super light high power factor rifle, what is the most points I can earn in handicap before the match starts?
So with your
7.
300 Norma, that's 9 pounds. What are you gaining there?
7 points.
7 points. All right.
You
Yeah.
start out with 7 impacts.
Which I don't think anybody's going to be there. I know Dane's going to be close, but
Yeah.
he'll probably
He
be
is
at
bringing
like,
it.
yeah, I think he's around 10 pounds, but, so he should be around 6 points. Yeah. So,
That just sounds so brutal to me. Like, I mean, what's the total round count? I'm assuming
it'll
8.
be 8 rounds max per
Yep.
stage, and 17 stages now, and then, I'll have to do the math on like
100. So like 130, 140 max.
yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of 300 Norma in a 10-pound rifle.
Well, and most of the time, like, especially if you hit everything, you'll shoot, half of that ish. But there are a couple stages to where you're shooting all the round count per that stage. So
Okay.
yeah.
Can you imagine squared up on a 275-yard prairie dog? And
Yeah.
if you don't hit, where did it go? Right? I mean, by
Oh.
the time you're back in the scope, there's just dirt everywhere. You're like, well, try left instead of right.
Yep.
I don't know. Hopefully straight up. Hopefully you're not, but
I
if you
know.
flinch, I don't
And I've proved the prairie dogs with my 300 Norma too. So
know. How did it go? How did it go?
I mean, I switched a couple to I had some different ones we were trying, little prairie dog poppers, so we switched out some because it just like it blew it up.
Destroyed
Like
them.
no, I just like hit it, bent the steel, and then flipped the whole thing upside. Yeah, I mean it was pretty
Yeah.
violent. So we're gonna try. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's just and everything else, all the other steel should be good.
Mhm.
Protectors on basically all the targets that need them. I mean, knock on wood. I'm not gonna say it, but like I'm
No,
hoping to be
yeah.
smooth through the whole match. So
Can you put
Yeah.
Dane in a squad behind us so that he's destroying the steel after we've already shot it?
Dane's shooting RO day, so
Oh no!
it's
Oh, you'll be able
the
to
match.
replace everything. Okay.
Yeah, the match was safe.
Yep. Yep.
But and then we could talk about some stages really quick. So we are switching it up a little bit, and Rusty's been very helpful. Like he's probably tired of me asking him questions, and it's been great bouncing ideas
Never.
off of him. But because yeah, this is just a new system, so we want to make it go as smooth as possible. But a lot of the stages will be the 2 points for the first hit, 1 point for the second, and then move on from there if you don't hit anything. But then
Yep.
there are some stages where like two of them will be these animal vital zones. And so the first round impact on a vital is 3 points and move on to the next target. Uh, if you miss the vital but you hit the animal, it's 1 point, but you also have to re-engage that target again because it's like a wounded animal almost. So you re-engage it, and regardless if you hit the vital or not, on that second shot, it's another point, and then you move on to the next target. So
If you hit the animal or the vital.
if you hit the animal or the vital, yeah, yeah.
So you get a point though.
You get a point. So yeah, you
I,
would, yeah. So basically, if you hit the animal both times, regardless, you're 2 points and you move on. But
Yep.
if you miss the animal on the first shot completely and then you re-engage and you hit it, then it'd only be 1 point and then you would move on. So
Yep. If you hit the vitals, you get 2 and you move on.
No,
yes. Well,
you get
on the
3
first round.
on the
3.
first shot.
You get 3.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
We could make it more realistic, but I had to simplify it to be a little bit less
Yeah.
complicated.
I
So
think I think simple is good. At least to get this off the ground, right? I mean, like
yeah,
you kind of figure out what works, what doesn't work.
for
We
sure.
make sure the scoring system is going to work appropriately. All of the things, you know. Yep.
Another scenario stage, which we're going to do a couple of, is multiple glassing points, which was Rusty's idea.
Oh boy.
To where and I really like this concept. So you basically get to the first glassing shooting area, find the first two targets, range them, engage them, and then after those two are done, then you move up or move over to the second position to where now the third target is exposed to where you couldn't see it in the first position, find it, range it, engage it. So
That
yeah.
is cool. That
Yeah.
is
I think
cool.
that'll be fun.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
And go ahead.
when I was hosting matches here in Wisconsin, we did that with a few times where from this position you only see these targets, and then once you get in this other position, you see them. And I mean, it's an added stressor,
Yeah.
you know. I already could see me freaking out on the clock, just well, we'll see how it goes.
And if people hate it, they can blame it on Rusty.
Oh man, like I told him earlier today, man, just don't feel any pressure. But if you screw this match up, it's like the
Oh
whole
man.
pursuit is just gone.
Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh man.
Oh,
I think this would be fun regardless.
yeah.
I think the most exciting thing for me out of this is for us to go back after the match and analyze, okay, what was the rifle system, power factor, rifle weight, how did they finish, right? And we can start building this chart out that, now obviously skill level plays a huge part of that, but we should be
Yeah.
able to see like where everybody kind of landed and, what does the equation look like, right?
Yeah, especially and then, I think it was obviously some good payouts for sportsmen, so that's gonna be also pretty heavy too, but it'll be nice to
Yep.
see where the rest plays out, so
I kept telling Megan twice today. I'm like, remind me. I got to bring the checks. So I
yeah,
have
the
checks.
actual check.
Don't
I
forget
have
the
with me.
checks.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget the checks. I have them pulled aside. We're going to pay out the top 3 sportsmen. So
Yeah.
So I had a question. Now the sportsman, if you shoot in sportsman division here, your points count toward the PRS centerfire.
Pro
Is
Series
that a
Sportsman
one?
points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a one-off, or is that all the time on this? Are you thinking about doing that? What do you think?
So that's an encouragement for folks to come to this match, right? And that's
Right.
the link that we're trying to make. I do see a future where we can do that though, where there's that crossover, and then hopefully we have like a top sportsman for the year. You know, we pick whatever the later finale is, which I think would be the Pro Series finale, and we do some award there that acknowledges the guy who carried true sportsman points from Pursuit, and then sportsman points from the Pro Series, and and crown that guy, get the Rusty Ulmer Award, right?
Whatever.
We'll see. Yep, we'll see. But yes, yeah, that is what the future state looks like. You know, we'll get through the test match and see how things go, and but I love that, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of this whole thing, and that wasn't even an idea of mine. I think Dan, you called and you said, "Hey, here's what I'm thinking for handicaps and stuff, and we're going to use the PRS Sportsman for the baseline." And it's like,
Mhm.
man, that's a great idea, and I can't thank you enough for bringing that crossover into this. That was awesome.
I mean, whenever you have the chance to kind of do that, I think it plays well, and then I think it plays well
Mhm.
into that division because that's kind of what it was designed to do too. So,
100%.
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a rifle system that a lot of folks can compete with and then go hunt with. You know.
mhm. Yeah, but no, I'm excited for this weekend and see how everything kind of plays out. And yeah, I know a lot of other people from around the country are pretty excited to see how it goes too. So,
Now, Dan,
Yeah.
we talked about, you and I have been on the phone a ton, but we talked about
Yeah.
some of the rules and how we wanted some of this to go. And I know you were going to send out an email to all the shooters, but did you want to talk about any of that stuff, or just send that email out? Or I didn't know
I
if you
s-
wanted
and
to
I
go
s-
over any of it.
and yeah, and I did send that email out
You did.
or already. Hopefully, you guys got it.
Oh
2026
yeah, there it
MDD
is.
Hunter Challenge. Yep.
Yep.
Mass
Okay.
check-in, zero range location. How far is it from Arbuckle? That's where I got a hotel.
Oh, you got a hotel in Arbuckle?
I did.
Is
No.
there? No,
No,
I
no,
was
no.
gonna say I don't think there's a.
The
I
wood
say
something.
there aren't any.
Oh, um, oh no. What's the name of the wood something?
Williams,
Right.
Branzellas.
Maybe, maybe it's Williams. Man, I am out of my league right now. I think it might be Williams. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
10 minutes away from Arbuckle?
yeah, it's about
Okay.
10 to 12 minutes, 15-ish to the actual match, like the gates of the
Oh,
property.
that's awesome. That's easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty easy.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that email, that just covers some, and then there was an attachment in there for like the kind of the updated rules. Couple of things that, Rusty and I were talking about is just, making some practical changes to like current formats and whatnot. And just like, we're going to start obviously throughout the whole match when you're not shooting, it's going to be chamber flags in, and just for an added layer of safety. Um, and then we're going to start guys with, once they come up to the starting position, essentially, it's going to be chamber flag out, mag in, and then they're going to start with the mag in, essentially.
Mhm.
I'm not going to have guys run up super far, so that's not going to be an issue. I'd like to start guys pretty close to the actual glassing position. Um, and also we were just like, hey, because how you hunt is like sometimes your gear's not stowed, especially when you're pursuing an animal or you're already on one. So it's just like, and with modern tech and like how you attach certain things on your body and your pack, like we're just like, dude, as long as you can either have it in your hand, carry it, however, you just have to bring all your gear with you.
All
So you
gear in
can have
hand.
your all gear in hand. You could have your tripod in hand as well, as long as it's, collapsed.
Yep.
We did the bipod thing. So you can have the bipod folded down or deployed essentially. It just has to be in its shortest position. And that's also kind of like a safety thing to where now they can just run up and put the rifle down without having to like fumble anything. So
Mhm.
yeah, because we used
Yep.
to do it. I mean, good shooters, currently do it like while they're moving up, running up anyway. So it's really not that much difference, but it's just one little added kind of feature. So yeah.
So you're telling me I need to be extending my bipod legs as I'm coming up?
You can.
Well, yeah, you can have them. They're already deployed, but if you want them
Yep.
longer, but you don't know what you don't know what you need until you get there. So just so that it's deployed already, so that you can set your gun down when you get there, and you don't have to worry about it. And then you'll figure out later on, and you can raise them if you need to. Typically.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
couple other little minor changes, but for the most part, it's similar. But there are some like tweaks and everything that we feel are going to be more applicable to what we want to do. So, yeah.
Awesome. We should publish these somewhere outside of this email. Are they attached? Are they attached to the match?
It's an attachment. Yeah. I don't know if I'll have to see if I could do it on Impact itself.
I for some reason I'm thinking you can attach a document to the match. I think, but that would be good for for those that want to play at home this weekend.
Yep.
Which is too bad. There was lots of opportunity to get into this match. I mean, it's fairly full now, but we are, like you mentioned, there's a payout for top sportsman at 6'5" Creed, 13 pounds or less. We're gonna have 10 grand. 5 grand's going to the winner. 3 grand second place, 2 grand to third. We have a lot of partners that have helped chip in on this. I could try to name them all. I'm just going to name Silence Echo as the number one. They're really excited about this. A lot of their market is hunting, and they're looking to really get behind this match and the pursuit match. So we have, like I said before, we have 25 sportsman division shooters. Rusty's in there. Rusty, for hunter matches, what caliber do you typically shoot?
6.5 Creedmoor. Well, you have to have a shoot. No, I've shot 6.5 Creedmoor and 25 Creedmoor. For this one, obviously, I'm shooting 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yep. You're not going to try to game it on us and show up with a 25 Creed and be like, no.
Well, if you weren't on my squad, maybe, but I think you'd check my ammo.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm obviously shooting sportsman here. Jason Allis, he's a big PRS guy. Also shooting sportsman. Look, Anthony White is a sportsman division shooter as well. From PRS. Yeah, I mean he. This is, I'm sure, right up his alley because he's been shooting sportsman now for about 1.5 2 years, and doing hunter matches. So like he is the guy. Like he's the crossover guy that we're looking for, and I'm sure there's lots more in here too. You have any local guys here that you recognize that are shooting sportsmen?
Yeah, there's several local guys and then like Buck, he's always dangerous too. So
Buck's very solid.
Very very easily win it. So
okay,
yeah. There's a lot of those guys.
Yeah, jinx him. Buck, I call for Buck to win this.
You're the one with the
Buck's
target on your
win
back. Yeah,
man. Every time I shoot a match, you guys call it. Oh yeah, I think Rusty's gonna win. It just jinxes me. So would you stop, please? Buck is gonna win this.
I'm putting my money on Buck.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Now, obviously, to walk away with sportsman money, but what the overall match? You think too? Do we think? Think that the?
I think I think that whoever wins sportsman's probably going to win overall too. But Dane could just wreck shop with the 300 Norma, and then he's got the handicap. So I don't know. But somebody with sportsman's could come in. They bring a heavier bullet for the 6.5, and then make their rifle 9 or 10 pounds, and then they're gaining a few points too. So yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But yeah, it's gonna be good.
What, Rusty? Let's talk about your rifle setup. How are you right there at 13 pounds? Are you gonna be? Do you have your rifle together yet?
Dude, I put it together this morning. So I got the chassis in the mail yesterday from MDT. They sent me
That
a
DRT.
CRBN because I decided
Oh,
I'm going to
carbon.
shoot my
Yeah.
Tika. So my Tika was always my factory rifle in the NRL Hunter, and the thing is a laser. I'm like, man, I sure wish I had a carbon. So I talked to Ryan McLean. He's like, oh, we'll send you one. So I got it yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday.
I bedded it last night. I broke it out this morning and finished it all and went and shot it this morning, and it shoots so good. It shoots so
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's
Yeah.
a Tika. So the barrel channel on this on this CRBN is about 1.5 inches, and I got this little pencil barrel going through it.
Are you serious?
And the Tika,
Okay.
it's a fluted barrel. But anyway, I was really trying to make weight with my Collis, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm shooting a loophole.
Yeah. Mark 5. Yep. Or Mark
525,
4.
Mark
Yep. Mark 5.
5, Mark
Yeah.
5, and it's what I've always shot for Hunter too. But anyway, and Tika and a CRBN, and yeah, that's
What bullet?
with an Axis Works break, the 140 VLD hunting.
Okay.
I know it's not a heavy bullet, but this Tika doesn't like heavy bullets. It really likes the 140. So
That's the
Yeah, I mean,
140 Elite Hunter?
no, it's a VLD hunting. It's
Oh,
not the
okay.
Elite Hunter.
Different. You're VLD shit. Yeah, you're old as dirt. So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Dude, it's the first bullet I ever shot in it, and it's like, man, it likes this, so I just stuck with it, you know?
That bullet's
I'm
been
not like
around
you. I
since
don't change
NAMM.
10 bullets.
Yeah.
What did I do to you to piss you off today? I forgot.
No, nothing. Honestly, you've been
Yep.
super helpful today. So
That broken
And
leg
look
is
what I
making you
get.
salty.
that's my love language, is just, putting you
boy,
down.
don't
So
I know it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good at it.
gotta be good at something.
How about
I'm
you?
shooting
What
the-
Ken, what are you shooting?
This is first match shooting Clay's ammo, and he made me 156 8. 156 8 tips, right? 156. Yes. 153s. What am I missing here? Well, I'm just having a brain fart here. But yeah, it's 6.5 Creed one with the heavy A tips. It is
How fast you going?
I think it's 2600, like right on the nose. So it should be like right at that adequate power factor. Pseudo precision. I can't tell you if that's a CRB or if it's a Bartline barrel, Mark 5. It's in the Foundation, Ezekiel, or hybrid. I don't remember which. Yeah. And then I have the MDT mountain bipod on there, which is pretty sturdy. That's the only thing that I'm like really nervous about here is like having.
You're going to be shooting off
only.
your tripod a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a
Yeah.
huge mistake. You might as well not even come if you're not gonna bring
Oh
triple
my
pull.
gosh, yeah. See, that's what I'm nervous about. I have a triple pull, but like
You should be, but you can't
Yeah,
make weight with
yeah.
it now, can you?
I can't make weight with it. That's the problem.
They used to call this match the triple pull challenge, but
Oh
Yeah, this you're shooting off a hill every time.
So how does one navigate that?
the grass grew a little bit this year too.
Oh my gosh.
Well, just get really good
Can't-
off of a tripod. You're set. You're set.
Off a tripod. Like everything's gonna be off a tripod.
No,
Yeah,
not
and
everything.
Plenty.
Not
Yeah.
everything.
Not everything, but
no.
yeah.
So how does are there situations where I could throw down, I have an Eberly stock up ranger, throw that down, bipod off of that, and then like rear
A
tripod?
bipod off
Like,
the backpack?
yeah. Or is that
Oh,
like, am I
Or
way
you
out of my
could
league
go,
right
or
now?
you could go offhand. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
you
so I am out of my
you
league here.
gonna learn. Yeah, that's yeah, you gonna learn.
Oh man.
You can't
Can
make
I
weight
does
with
MD
it with a double or triple?
No, definitely not triple. Dude, man, and this is where, all right, for everybody listening that's going to shoot sportsmen, right? Like everything's compromised. I went with like this is an M24 profile barrel. that's
Oh
heavy
yeah.
fluted. That's I mean, if that were a pencil barrel, like I could probably run 2 triple pulls on here, right? It would be
Yeah.
no issue.
You
But
built yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, the original setup was 13 pounds and under, and there was no incentive to really be any lighter or,
no.
most PRS matches, you don't ever need a triple pull, like, you can get around it, but now we're hunter
Yep.
field style matches that you're gonna
Mm.
need to be a little bit more dynamic on the fly, but you can also use your tripod the whole time, so yeah.
Yeah, shooting
Yeah,
off of tripod in bat, Ken, you'll be fine. Don't
no,
get
yeah.
nervous.
I
I'm
proof the
nervous.
whole I proof the whole course of fire clipped into my tripod with my 300 Norma.
Clipped in. All right, so let's
Clipped
talk
in.
about that for PRS shooters that are
What head do you use,
are
Ken?
gonna try this.
What?
Oh, man.
What head are you using on your tripod?
I have a
Uh,
few.
A
the
ball head?
PRS TF Leo Photo, his like Michael looks like designed anvil. So,
So okay,
oh,
so
that's
it's an
what I
anvil
use.
style. All right.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. So for me, okay, I had to learn how to do I've done both forever. And for hunting, I typically clip in. And then my part the guy that I run a lot of team matches with, he likes to clip in. So um, I like on lighter weight rifles, I've found that clipping in, I like it a little bit better, but on heavier ones, bag, rifle on bag, not clipped in, typically works better. So it just depends on, personal preference, but I don't mind clipping in at all.
I like clipping into a leveling base, but I'm not a big fan of clipping into a ball head like that. I'm not a steady.
See, I think it just takes,
Oh, man.
you just have to, it's something that you have to get used to and whatnot. I think the newer
We're
the
gonna get
newer
used to it.
tripods, the better
On the
You
tripods
got a
car.
are
day.
a lot more stable. The heads are better now, so it is definitely a lot better than what it used to be.
You
Yeah,
think like
for
an
sure.
anvil though, huh, Rusty? And not like,
Well,
I
so
have
the
an
anvil
RS with a big ball head.
so the anvil is very versatile. You can, no matter what angle your tripod is, you can get the right angle and shoot it from there. Um, with the leveling base, you're a lot more limited, so you have to get pretty good at knowing where you're going to have to be, how, what leg needs to go longer to be able to get that level. It's just more solid. But an anvil is good for most of this stuff.
Yeah. I like an
I
ant
wouldn't
once you
hesitate
get
doing
used
it
to an
if
anvil,
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, yeah. They work just fine. I just found that I'm a little steadier with the leveling base, but the anvil works just fine.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this, and this is probably gonna sound completely newbie too, but do you guys, when looking for targets, do you just freehand or do you throw a bag down like on
Oh
top
my
of
God.
your Yeah,
We're
Dude.
see?
talking we're
See?
talking a rookie here. Holy
Oh,
crap.
Oh
yeah.
my so
Yeah.
I
I've only
So
done a little bit of practice. Yeah.
I've started to just so I leave my binos clipped into my
Yeah.
tripod already, and I have the
Yeah.
little really right stuff, um,
Cinch.
barrel,
Yeah.
yeah, cinch,
Yeah.
and I've
Cinch.
always just done that. It's just ready to go, and then I'm pretty fast with that. Some people like to glass on a bag, which I can
Yeah.
do too. I just like my current setup. I don't know how Rusty
That's
yeah,
does
a
it.
lot of
I I
a
like
lot
being
of
clipped
really
in.
good shooters just throw a bag up on top of
Yeah,
a plate and glass from there. I I clip in. I just leave mine
yeah.
clipped in.
I think
I
you
have a
see I think a lot of us started with just throwing the bag on and binos on bag, but there's been a lot of guys transition to like Rusty and I do clipped in, and I think I'm good. I like it. So
one good thing about clipping in is you'll see a target. So this is a scenario you're going to glass start. So, oh, there it is. And then you range it and you go, okay, it's 2.3. And then you got to look down and write that on your arm. And then you look back up and say, oh,
Uh,
crap, where was that target? Well, if you're
you know,
clipped in, your binoculars are
it
still
didn't move.
pointing at your target. So then you can get your reference points, right? But if it's just on a bag, all of a sudden it's gone and you got to find it again. So
And then go to find the
that's,
next one.
yeah.
Got it.
and it helps you be a little bit more precise when you're really trying to
Yeah.
range the target itself and not, you're just trying to get an accurate range. And when you're freehanding, yeah, you can maybe look for stuff, but you also want to range as you're looking. So, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll give you some advice here, Ken. When you're ranging, range the base of the T-post. Don't try to range the steel.
Yeah. Yep.
Not many lasers will hit steel,
Yep.
unpainted
Yeah.
steel. So
Yeah.
Another good thing too is, once you found the target, I like to try to find a reference point with my naked eye as well. So that way, when I get down on the rifle, I know where in the general area to look at.
Yep. Yep.
So you'll see. I
Yep.
mean, it's fun. It's just I didn't go crazy. So normally we're a little bit, I say we, but Brandon and I we're a little bit more. We put the targets. Some of them are very difficult to find. They're in like very unique positions. Not impossible, but I kind of throttled back a little bit because we do have more going on now. So the targets are going to be a little bit easier to find. Most of them. Some are going to be difficult. But like I said, there's just already a lot going on to where I don't want to go like how we normally do it. So yeah,
Sure. Sure.
but
Oh
still a
boy.
lot of separation stages. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be good.
I I mean, you guys have me thinking now. I had totally taken the tripod part of this for granted, and I'm like, "Well, I'm just gonna travel with." I have a 3-section small RRS tripod that I've typically travel with. I have a tall, like, 2-section Leupold or, Leofoto that I usually drive with, but if I'm flying, I take the small one. Well, what do you want? Do you want a 2-section, 3-section? Doesn't matter. You want
so
sturdy if you're shooting off of it, right?
I I use a two vets 2-section. It's real
Yeah,
sturdy. And
yeah.
I can kneel from that, and it's just the right height with my head on it for
There
kneeling,
you go.
right? If you have a
Yeah.
3-section, typically it's really short. You're going to have to lengthen it in order to get behind
Do
it to
anything.
class.
Yeah.
So I like the 2-section for that reason. Plus, especially in this match, we're going to be doing. I plan on doing a lot of triple pull tripod rear, and so it's already set up high enough to be able to do that.
There you go.
It's you use a lot of your gear. Like I said, I like people to really like think about what they're getting into, the position wise, and they're straightforward. And most of them are just modified prone, but you really have to think about how you're setting up and so yeah, some are straightforward, but some are just like, yeah, you gotta be a little creative. So it's cool. It's not just like there's nothing flat here, essentially.
Are
Okay.
you? I got a question for you, Dan. Are you? We haven't talked about this. Are you using a shooting area, or is there a point that you have to be able to touch?
It's
And what about the glassing point?
Yeah, so the glassing's gonna be similar to where there'll be a pin, where your sighting pin and then your limit lines. And then there'll be a separate shooting position from there with just like a flag, and it's just within arm's length, a
Arm's length.
reasonable
Okay.
arm's length. So there's so
All right.
much room out there that like any position's gonna be fine. It's just a reasonable arm's length distance from that flag.
Right. Okay.
And we'll obviously go over all that
Right. All
before the
right.
match. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Oh, now the
It's
anxiety
gonna be
sets
good.
in.
Yeah, I think
Good luck
you'll
sleeping tonight, Ken.
Yeah. I'll probably be laying in bed and be like, "Oh, I need to remember to pack this.
I'm
Just come on
I'm
down, grab the little
I'm gonna
flat
be
bag."
getting texts all night on all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're 2
you're
hours
going you're
behind.
you're going on a hunt. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get into yet. So
Man, yeah. When I went, actually, it was that Sitka blacktail there. I got that with
oh
Pinch
yeah.
up in Kodiak Island, and, that was a 6.5 PRC off a tripod, you
Yep.
know? Um, and I hit that one twice out of 4. It was walking away at 400 yards, so, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you guys killed some big ones on that hunt, you and John.
It was, unreal
Yeah,
lucky, I think.
that was
Um,
pretty sick.
it was, yeah, I think it was, yeah. That's my best hunt, but I'm not in a room full of deer heads. I have, like, 4 sets of antlers in here. I have, like, a little corner of what Rusty has, but,
Oh, yeah.
oh, man. Man. Well, I'm
Well,
excited
like
about
Dan
this.
likes to say, I've been doing this for a long time, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
just the brother of a legend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to shoot with you, Rusty.
It'll be
Hope
fun. We got a good squad.
Yep.
Oh,
Hopefully I'll learn a lot from you guys here, and, I don't think I'll be writing myself a check this week, I'll tell you that. No
Don't
way.
write yourself off. You'll be fine.
yeah,
We'll
you'll
see.
be fine. I mean, you'll like I said, it's not it's very doable. I tried to design it so it's everybody's gonna enjoy themselves. They're gonna be challenged, but they're also gonna be very doable. And then there's a lot of separation areas too to challenge better shooters. So yeah.
Well, I'll
Awesome.
tell you, Ken, the first time I shot this match, you've only had it here once, right? Have you had it here before
No,
other than the
we've
first
had it
time?
here. No, we've had it here every time except for the one time where we had that 100-year
Oh, okay.
storm and yeah.
I remember that one. All right.
Oh
So
yeah, me
anyway, the
too.
first time I shot it there, I shot with a double pull and double pull on a tripod. So I didn't have a triple pull back then. I don't even know if they had designed it yet. But anyway,
I don't know if
you'll be fine.
did we
You'll be
even
fine.
have I don't know if we had
I,
triple
I,
pulls back then.
I don't think we did, but I did have the double pull. So and it was fine. It was like all the way up, all the way in.
It's when Kale shot it as a
Ugh.
team a few years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he just had a double and he got through most of it too. So yeah.
You'll be fine. Although
This
you
dude's
don't have a double.
stressing him.
Well, I have a double, I just can't use it.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Do you have the light? Do you
You
have the
better get
lightweight
that
double? There's a
sandpaper,
lightweight
start
double.
shaving down that barrel profile.
oh my
You know those.
god.
You know, I actually took my feet out and weighed them, the spikes, to see how much they weighed. It's like,
Yeah.
man, maybe I could do it without the spikes if I took the spikes out.
I mean,
Oh god.
that's pretty good, this mountain pod,
That's
right?
pretty good.
No,
You'll
yeah,
be
it's
fine.
honestly it's gonna get you pretty far. I mean,
Yeah.
it's nothing crazy, like I said. It's just some positions you'll see. I mean,
Pull it
you'll
back
just
by the
have to
trigger
wait.
guard.
Yeah, exactly. Pull it way back by the magwell. Yep. That's nice and steady
Oh,
there. Yeah. Uh,
it's
well,
like gas
we're
station
gonna
sushi. You never know what you're gonna get. I
you
mean,
never know. No, you don't even know why you're eating it, right? Like, it might taste normal, but it might not be. Yeah, man.
oh,
It'll be
Alright.
interesting. I'm looking forward
It'll
to it.
be. Yep.
I might
Alright,
just have to
fellas.
follow your guys' squad just to watch Ken shoot every stage.
Uh, yeah. I mean, we need content, so
If
something
I
to
shoot
laugh at.
first, I'll just stay back and video after I
Oh
You could do
yeah,
that.
video Ken. There you
Yeah.
go.
I love it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Cool. Well, I'll be out there late tomorrow night. I'll see you Thursday morning, Dan.
Perfect.
When do you get in, Rusty?
I get in Friday afternoon, just in time to
Okay.
zero and check out.
Yeah. Perfect. And 200 rounds, that's more than enough, right?
Oh
Like, how
yeah,
many do you actually do?
150.
Like 160? 150 gets you
150
there?
will be enough. But here's the thing, you're not shooting all 8 on every stage.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Maybe.
it's gonna
Hopefully.
be a lot less. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about these matches is you don't burn a lot of ammo. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes, man. Well, I
We'll
appreciate you
see.
guys. Thank you for your time this evening.
Yeah.
Dan, hopefully you get healed up a little bit before this weekend. You're not hobbling
I'll be
around.
fine.
All right, man. Rusty, safe travels to you.
All right,
And
brother.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
we'll have to do a little bit of a recap next week and see how
Yeah,
things go for us.
let's do a recap
Yeah.
next week and just it's gonna be a lot more entertaining. So
Ugh, I'm embarrassed already, man.
no,
All right.
Wait for the
all
video.
right.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Later.